is Monday. It is basically 7:30. It's Labor Day, so kids are home, hubby's home, all of that. Y'all, I wanted to do a Sunday reset video yesterday, but my body was like, girl, no. My husband and I ran some errands for like 3 hours or more. So that took longer than what we planned. Then we were supposed to come home and work on a yard project, but we didn't because my husband's allergies was kicking his butt. He was like, I can't do it. And then I also really wasn't feeling it. So I just watered the garden. We watered the grow tracks. I came in, y'all. I laid down. I just rested. Really, I just rested. But I did make breakfast for dinner, so everybody was happy with that. But this morning, my husband and I are about to go for a run, so I'm about to make my pre-workout. I just rinsed this blender bottle out. We have these blender bottles, but we don't have a little piece to go in there. Or if we do, I don't know where it is. But yeah, we're about to go for a run. It's gonna be a short run today, a mile, and I only take half. There was another pre-workout that I started with. They had packets, and I would do half the packet. I have not seen those anymore, so now I'm using this Alani. And I like it. I like it. I like the taste. I like the feel. It's not too itchy. I do feel a little tingle, and I feel like, oh, it's kicking in. But I'm not itching. I don't feel crazy or anything like that. Let me get some water. I didn't feel like moving the camera to do that. So yeah, my husband and I are going for a run, and then we plan to get straight into the yard. But we're gonna come in and get our protein and hydrate. But then we have a yard project that we didn't get to do yesterday. And my husband got things done around the house yesterday, so I'm very appreciative of that. That was very helpful. So there's still some things that I can do. So depending on how I feel, after we work in the yard and everything, I will determine if I'm going to do the Monday reset or if I'm going to wait and do this stuff tomorrow while the kids are in school and hubby's at work and him and myself, because I really like to clean and stuff when I can do it alone. Typically, that's not how it works. I mean, we know, especially when I was working, you got things going throughout the week, and then the weekends when you get things done. But pretty much everybody's in the house, and everyone has their chores too. But when I get in my zone and I want to do things my way, I like to do it when I'm here by myself. Anyway, so we're just gonna see how this video flows. Like I said, we're about to go for a run, and then yard work. And my husband already said he's not planning on being out there all day. So we're gonna get out there and we are going to work, because he's gonna come in, shower, and chill out for the rest of the day. And I don't blame him. It's his day off. I have some things I need to work on too. So that's why I'm saying I really needed to figure out what I'm gonna focus on today. Just the looks of my kitchen. When I came down to cook, the kitchen was clean. I mean, it was pretty clean, and everything was, you know, in order. But it looks like my son didn't wash the pots and pans and stuff. So right now the kitchen is making me feel like I need to clean. But we will see. We'll see. It all depends on how my body feels. So yeah, I'm about to drink my pre-workout, and I'm going to start stretching. So I'm going to do yoga. I've been doing that for a little while. I'm not great at it. I watched the videos. I still consider myself a beginner. I just like it so that I can know ways to stretch and get a deep stretch. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm going to do my yoga so I can stretch, get a good stretch. Drink my pre-workout first. And wait for my husband to go for this run. Okay, so hubby and I just got back from our run. Like I said, we just did a short run this morning. It was a mile. I did try to pick up the pace a little bit. So I think the last time we did a mile, we finished in exactly 15 minutes. Today we finished in 14:25, so that's good. And then I dedicated that mile to my friend Alvin, who is, ooh, that protein, gearing up for his first marathon. So that's major, run a marathon. So actually how I started running, well, after my 39th birthday, I went on a walk on my 39th birthday last year. And I said I wanted to start this more, moving my body more. So I was walking, started walking, listening to my devotion and stuff while I walk, listening to audio books, whatever. So this is the protein I'm using. A friend of mine told me about this. My friend Lucinda, I don't know if it's focused. Whatever, it's ISO Pure protein powder, and this flavor is Tropical Punch. And I just put water in there, and it gets fizzy like this, and you wait till this go down and you drink it. So yeah, I started moving and everything, and then I saw a girl I know, my friend Linda, who I knew from when we were living in Missouri. Sweetheart, love her. She was sharing her journey to running a 5K, and she was using the Nike Run Club app. So I was like, I'm gonna start running. And one day I just jumped into it. I downloaded the app like at work or something. I was like, I'm doing this. I jumped on that first run because I had a 4-week goal. So it was around October, and I said I wanted to run a 5K in November. It was a turkey trot, Thanksgiving Day. So I did a 4-week plan. We had about 6 weeks till the race. So what I didn't realize is during a 4-week plan, it cut the plan in half. It was an 8-week plan. So it started me at the 4-week mark. So I didn't have the first 4 weeks of prepping. So on the first day, when it was telling me to run 20 minutes, I was like, I can't run 20 minutes. I just started this thing. And then I realized that was why. Anyway, throughout that whole journey, I proved myself wrong. I did it. My husband and I ran a 5K. My parents and my nephew were there because they come for Thanksgiving. So they were at the race. And of course, our 3 kids. So that's actually how I started running. And then the winter time messed me up, y'all. The winter time messed me up. I did not run. So it's been hard getting back to it. And whenever I would run, I'm like, oh, it feels good to be running, like I like it. But it just really took me time to get back to it. So now I'm back on it again around the same time of year. Of course, I started August because it's now September. So started a different time frame, but still, my goal is the 5K on Thanksgiving again. I want to make that a tradition, but I want to shave my time a little. And I want the winter to not kick my butt this time. Even if I don't run as much, I still want to run. And I'm going to have to push myself to work out at home. Luckily, I did find workout videos that I do like, and I will keep up with my yoga. But I can't let the winter kick my butt this time. So yeah, it's starting to like go down some. So I'm going to drink this. We are going to go out in the yard. We already watered the grow tracks. We are going to go start our project in the backyard, and I'll show you what that is. All right, so this is the area we're doing. We're making a pathway, and we're going to have a flower bed on this side and this side. So what I did is I took a picture of this area, and I used the chat brain to make this. Can you see it? This is what I had Chat GPT make. So this is what the plan is right here. Hubby and I will be clearing out these sides here to make a pathway with flower beds on the side. So let me get in to help him with this, and camera girl Torrie, or videographer Torrie, will be taking over the camera in a minute. Okay, y'all. Buckle up, Torrie. Okay, y'all. So Torrie and I have to run to Walmart really quick because we need another hoe. The thing I was using is not going to get the job done the way that my husband using the hoe is. So we're gonna run to Walmart real quick and get us another one. They don't have the cheaper one that I got before. So I'm gonna have to get this one. Alright, so I'm going with this hoe and we need a new shovel. So I'm getting this. It's not about buying the most expensive. What will get the job done? I wish they had the cheaper one of these, but they don't. So this is what I'm getting. That's it.
Hi guys, so we got the gardening hoe and the shovel, so now we can go home so Mom can help Daddy with our project.
We're back home. My husband already got this pretty much cleared out because we're stopping right here. So it's just gonna go along here. I don't know if we're gonna take it out a little bit more, but yeah. So he said we might not need the second hoe, so I just set it to the side right now, and if we don't use it, then we'll return it.
Hey guys, I want to show you this yellow butterfly that we found in the garden. Isn't it pretty? It's flying around crazy.
Okay, y'all, so I bought this little edging tool. I thought it was gonna be easy. It's not. My husband's doing that too. But we're just trying to make it clear where we want the path and the flower bed and stuff to stop. And then I most likely will probably try to do some grow tracks right here just to try to fill this in because it still gets kind of muddy over here. So the reason why we're doing this project is we want to make our walkway look nicer, but also it's so poor drainage in our yard, and so everything drains right here, and all this was dirt and mud. Basically, it was hardly any grass. It was worse than this. So we're using sand and rocks to absorb the water, so when we walk through, we're not walking in mud. We're going to have the mulch and stuff here, so all the water that goes will go under it, and we won't be stepping on it, so we won't be worrying about that mud. So that's our thought process behind this. And I'm guessing, like the flower beds, like I said, we're not stepping in the flower beds, so however much water goes underneath them, it should still be fine. I think once we get that fabric done, I think these rocks, I'm going to push that way and this way, and then the mulch will go on top of that, so the rocks will help absorb water, because these rocks are so big, and we ended up getting pea gravel, which is smaller, which is exactly what we wanted. So I think I'm gonna take these bigger rocks and just push them there. They don't have to be super neat. We can like even it out as much as possible, and then put the mulch on top, because that's what we're gonna have going on here too. We're gonna keep rocks and sand around our air conditioning unit, and then mulch on top, so that it'll look nice, but it's still absorbing that water. That's what I'm thinking. Like, we have these extra pavers, they can go over there, and I think I just want a flower bed here. Keep it simple. At first, my husband pretty much done with his portion. That man's been working, but I wanted to show y'all this. You see how muddy this is? My husband did not water over here, so this is why we're trying to create this, because it's like this all the time, and it used to be all of this like that. So this is what our project is for. Let's pray it works. I think it's gonna look really, really nice.
Drop a comment below or a shovel emoji if you're rooting for our project to work.
Okay, so you might not see much of a difference right now, but we did outline where the flower bed will go over here as well. So it's going to be a little wide, then it's going to get narrow up there. Like I said, we have to be cautious of our fence. Saying that now, I might need to take this up just a little bit because we have it right at the edge of the post. I don't know where I'm pointing at, like right there. And the gate's going to open like that, so maybe, but I can see it and I'm super excited about it. Like, super excited. My husband did his big one. Now he can go relax a little bit. Okay, so I did not like the attempt of bringing it in more. So I opened the gate to see. So yes, I'm going to keep it just how it is. I like that a lot. I like the little curve. And then when I'm up here, I'll just curve it in. So it'll be rocks all around the post. But I mean, that's not a big deal. So yeah, same thing for here, because this is going to be going out here and it's going to kind of curve in right there. So okay, y'all, so I had to make a Lowe's run, but I went to Lowe's and I got everything I need for this pathway. I feel like everything I need. I have all the things I need, but I hope I have enough of the things I need. So it doesn't look like much more has been done, but I just cleared this out over here. I really cleared this out, just bagging up the mud and weeds and stuff. So I'm not worried about it being perfect because we're going to put something down to hopefully keep any weeds or new grass from growing. Of course, right here in the line, there may be some grass that grows that peeps through because my neighbor's grass. So hopefully that'll be minimal, and maybe we can use some type of spray or something to keep that down. But yeah, so I'm going to start with some sand. And then maybe the landscape fabric, and then some rocks. Then make my holes for the plants, and then mulch. And then plants and then mulch around. I think. I know sand is first. It is hard to record and work. I'm gonna learn the balance, but I've been moving the rocks right now. It's not too much to show. The AC unit keeps coming on, so that's why I'm really not talking you through it. But I did the sand, the landscape fabric, and now the rocks. If I would have had a plan before we first put the rocks on the pathway, because we did that weeks ago, this would have saved a lot of headache of moving these rocks, and if we would have had the right size rocks at first. But you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know until you know. Now I know. So let me show you. I don't have my camera girl out here. Okay, so yeah, I'm moving the rocks, and my husband came out. He said he could see the progress, and we both see the vision. just moving these rocks is a lot. Like I said, mulch will go over the rocks, and I will be digging in my placement for the plants. And I have soil, but I have things that's growing out front that's planted in this clay dirt stuff that our house was built on. And then I also put some soil in those holes too to help them as their roots as their roots took foundation, like got settled in. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, this is where we are. This path is pretty much cleared out. Any rocks that's deep into the ground, I'm not gonna get that. But yeah, now it's time to try to make this pretty and figure out where I want these flowers. All right, so I plan to have all that's gonna be mulch up there. No flowers are gonna start until here. So I'm gonna have one flower here, one over here. I think, see, with this air conditioning unit, I don't know if I want really too much around that. But maybe out here might be fine. And then I have one where I made that little break right there, and I left this because I'm gonna have one over here. So I'm gonna have one there, I'll have one over here, and I'll probably do one here. So I'm thinking 3 on this side, 2 over here. Every time I start to talk to y'all, the AC comes on. I'm digging the holes for the plants and putting down mulch. This is what it's looking like. I will need some more mulch because it's pretty thin right here. I was trying to spread it out, but then you can see some of the rocks, so I'll need to like top it off with a little bit more. But that's what it's looking like so far. And then of course, like we talked about, I'm gonna mulch all of this. I decided to just make this an extension of this and use those pavers to take that out some more. So now I gotta do the rocks. I'm working on the sand now. But yeah, my back is hurting. The battery's still charging on my camera, but this is where I'm at. The sand is down. And my husband bringing the rocks. Okay, y'all. No more phone view. This is it. We have to get sand for the top, water it in so we can lock everything together. And my husband's gonna do the edging material. So really try to give it a nice seamless look, but we are all very happy. And I'm gonna sit down and talk about this whole experience. Hey y'all, good morning. It's the next day. Your girl got burnt out yesterday, okay? My back, my back is jacked. It still is. That's why I'm sitting on my couch with these pillows behind my back. I've taken a muscle relaxer. Last night I took a shower when I came in this house, and then an Epsom salt bath. Like I soaked in Epsom salt, ate, went to bed. This morning I took me another really hot shower. I just needed that hot water on my back. And of course I washed my hair. I did a little bit of skincare, just trying to help myself feel a little better. My husband's also home with his sinuses acting up, so he's not feeling great. So yeah, but I said I would be back to sit down and go over the pathway in one day little challenge I made for myself. I was all in yesterday. I was locked in on getting that done. I had energy. I did not feel tired afterwards as far as like feeling drained. I still had more energy. My issue was my back. That was my issue. That was like, okay, it's done. That's it. In the house, shower, bed. So I wrote a few questions down, so hopefully I don't ramble too much. But let's get into this pathway in a day recap. And did it get done in a day? Yes. Technically, you can say no. You can try to argue with me, but I'm going to tell you, argue with your mama. Because no. It happened. It finished in one day, okay? I got it done in a day. That's how I'm looking at it. Because as it is right now, it can stand on its own. It's done. It's good to go. But because I still want to add sand on the top so we can just cement everything in together. A little more mulch filler, and my husband to do the landscape etching. Some could argue that it's not done, but no, we did that in a day. Okay, what would I do differently? Time is a big factor. Okay, the pulling up the grass, that took a lot of time. Thankful to my husband for getting that done. Moving the rocks took a lot of time. Running to the store took a chunk of time. So I would say have a clear vision up front the best you can. Things change. You start to do stuff. You get going and you realize, oh, I need this. I don't like this. Change. That happens. But try to have your vision and plan mapped out first and have all of your materials. So hopefully you don't have to run back to the store. But as we know, when you do projects, you may realize I need more of this, or I need more of this and less of this. So I'm going to take some of this back and get this. Things do happen, but try to be well prepared, because I wasn't. So the hardest parts definitely was my husband getting that grass up, because I tried, and honey, it would have took me probably 3 times the amount of time it took him. It was hard work, so that took a chunk of time. That is something that I would say, depending on the size of your area, if you need to make it a 2-day project, if you have a lot of grass to clear out and you're like us and all you have was a garden hoe and a garden rake and a shovel, you might want to go ahead and just make it a 2-day project, because that, yeah. The other hard part was moving the rocks. I'm glad that I had those rocks to move because of what I ended up using them for. Because where I told you all the water builds up and gets muddy. So that we can have that with the sand to absorb. So I'm glad I did have those rocks to move. But I wish I had those rocks not in place. So if I would have just had the rocks to put over there versus actually having to dig them up from one spot to the other. That took a lot of time as well. But had I had this clear plan mapped out, then I could have saved myself time. So for my vision and plan, we started this and something about it just wasn't sitting right. I wasn't seeing the vision. It wasn't looking like it was going to turn into something that I really would like. And it was because that grass on the smaller flower bed side. The bigger flower bed, if I'm facing the pathway from my backyard, on the left, that was the plan from the beginning, to extend that out and make it a big flower bed. The other one was going to stay grass, and I wasn't feeling that. So I took a picture. My best friend showed me how to do this. I put it in the chat brain. If you don't know what that is, it's Chat GPT. I have mixed feelings about it, but using it for things like this, I like. This is all I've really been using it for. Mapping things out for the party, to go back and forth with my best friend, and for this project. So I took the picture, I put it in Chat GPT, and I said, hey, make a gravel pathway with mulch flower beds on both sides. and that's what it did. So y'all saw the picture. I'll try to insert the picture here. I'm giving myself a pause, so hopefully I can figure out how to insert the picture. Hopefully I figured out how to insert that picture. If I didn't, you saw it. You saw it in the video. I showed you what the chat gave me back, and that was the inspiration. So yeah, so once I had that and I went to Lowe's, got the materials, got the plants, I was clear and I was ready to go. That made it so easy looking at something and executing it. It just took a lot of guesswork out, because I just saw clearly what it could be. And no, is it exact? Absolutely not. But is it amazing? To me, yes it is. So materials, we wanted a simple project. It wasn't really a lot of materials. There weren't a lot of different materials, but some of those materials require a lot of bags, so a large quantity of those things. Sand, 3 bags for the smaller pathway that's on the right side. For the smaller flower bed that's on the right side of the pathway. 4 bags of sand for the walkway. So we did 4 bags of sand. I combed through, spread it out, put the rocks on top, the pea gravel on top. 11 bags of pea gravel. Could we have done it with 10? Yes. Could we have done it with 9? Possibly. But I like the 11. Like I said, 10 I think still would have, it wouldn't have looked like too much of a difference, but we had that extra bag. Go ahead and put it on top. I like it like this because I like the fullness of it, and it just feels like every spot is taken care of. It's all filled in. So I like that there was 11 bags of pea gravel. I don't have the dimensions on how wide and long the pathway is, and maybe when my husband and I finally do the landscape edging and the sand on top, maybe at that time we could measure and I could let you know, because I don't know what size you're working with. But for what we are, this is what I used. And 6 bags of mulch. Like I said, I still need a little more, but if I wanted to leave it as is, it's good. 1 bag of in-ground soil. So I ended up buying 2 bags of topsoil, and I had a little bit of in-ground soil left here. So I thought I was gonna need more. That topsoil I really don't need. That other bag, so that will likely go back to Lowe's, and I will, you know, I still have other stuff to get anyway. 1 bag I did open that I didn't need to open, but whatever, it's open, so I'm sure I could use it with the other plants or whatever. I'll use it. Speaking of plants, 7 plants. Okay, so I still need 2 bags of sand. I'm gonna see how far I can get with 1 bag before adding the second, because I would like to not have like an abundance of extra sand afterwards. I want to just get it all in good. And we'll need 2 to 3 more bags of mulch. Why I say 2 to 3 is we need 1, probably not even a whole bag, to fill in that flower bed. But then because I'm extending the flower bed to the other side of the AC unit, I'm gonna need more bags. And then the other material is the landscape edging. We had a garden hoe, a garden rake, not like your normal rake for leaves, but y'all saw what I was using, and a shovel. Gloves and trash bags. I did use fertilizer too, all-purpose fertilizer. I put in before I put the plants in. I was doing that in my front too. Just want to have something in there. It's pretty like a slow release just to get them started, especially since what I was planting them in is so sandy. It's like clay. It's clay. It's not just regular dirt. I want to have that in there too to add some nutrients for the plants. I think that's everything. This chit chat session is still longer than what I like. Probably gonna have to chop it up. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to chop it up a little bit. That is it. That's a wrap on this video of a pathway in a day. I still feel very successful. You can tell me if you disagree, like, no girl, that you ain't do it all in a day. Whatever you know you feel, you can share that. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not arguing with you. Argue with your mama. I'm saying I did it in a day. And I did. We did. My husband and I. Yeah, so Tori would tell me to tell you to like, comment, subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Follow me over on Instagram at Tanita Tennant. I'm always on stories. So yeah, I love stories. But I think that's it. I think I covered everything. I don't know. Tori will watch this and she'll correct me if I miss something. Till next time, y'all. Peace.